Stroke remains a very common cause of disability and death in the world. According to the latest Global Burden of Disease studies, about 12 million people worldwide had a stroke in 2021. And stroke is not a disease of old people because about 15% of these 12 million are people between the ages of 15 years and 50 years. The physical disability caused by stroke is compounded by emotional difficulties like anger, frustration, loneliness, and depression. So how should people living with stroke take care of themselves to maintain emotional equilibrium? The American Congress of Rehabilitation Medicine recently published a practical guide for people living with stroke to do just that, and I will review it in this video. This is a practical guide for the lay public. The first thing to do is to critically appraise the guide for authenticity, bias, and usability. I have a preference for the critical appraisal checklist from the Joanna Briggs Institute. And a practical guide like this one falls into the category of textual evidence of expert opinion. I found that the practical guide clearly fulfilled the first 3 criteria on the critical appraisal checklist. The practical guide partially fulfilled the 4th criterion. This partial fulfillment is closely linked to the partial fulfillment of the 5th criterion. And this is what I mean. Take a look at this suggestion about breathing, for example. There is no discussion regarding the logical connections between breathing regulation and emotional equilibrium, but they provided a couple of verifiable citations or references. Based on this, I would say that this recommendation about breathing regulation is in general terms probably a good strategy for maintaining emotional equilibrium. On the other hand, this recommendation about reflection just tells stroke survivors what to do without a discussion of the logical connections between reflection and emotional equilibrium. Also, there are no verifiable citations or references in this recommendation, so this one does not fulfill the 4th and 5th criterion in the critical appraisal checklist. Based on these observations, I feel that the practical guide document as a single entity partially fulfills criteria number 4 and 5 on this critical appraisal checklist. The practical guide did not fulfill criterion number 6 at all. The authors did not identify any incongruence in the evidence that they used to support their recommendations. Ideally, a nuanced approach to evidence-based practice will always find that one size does not fit all. Most logics have exceptions. The same action affects people in different ways. But this practical guide did not make any mention of this. So the question is, would I recommend this practical guide? The answer is a resounding yes. People living with stroke experience a lot of suffering on a daily basis, and this practical guide could help them to have a better quality of life. The article is open access on the website of the Archives of Physical Medicine and Rehabilitation, meaning that anyone could read it free of charge. The article is in plain language, which facilitates the understanding of lay people that may not be familiar with medical terms. I will leave a link to the article in the description of this video, and I encourage you to read the full document. To conclude, I would like to pay a little more attention to this recommendation on the practical guide because it is the only item on the article that serves the dual purpose of improving both mental health and physical ability. As you know, the primary effect of stroke is a reduction in physical independence. That is, a total or partial loss of ability to do things like bathing, dressing, making your own meals, and even walking. As noted in the practical guide, movement is key, whether you have had a stroke or not. Anyone that does not move their body will gradually lose the ability to move their body. If you have had a stroke, being a couch potato is more dangerous for you now than before you had the stroke. So please get up and move your body. And this could be as simple as going for frequent walks. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video.